The Sims 4 Life and Death introduced tarot cards to the game. They are so pretty. You can collect them in gameplay, you can feature them as artwork on your wall, and someone in the comments mentioned we should try and do an every room is a different tarot card build, so I think this sounds so fun. But before we get started today, you guys, we need to take a second to talk about something important: underwear. Because this video is sponsored by Skims and their super comfy It Fits Everybody collection. The Fits Everybody collection is honestly game-changing. It's so stretchy and soft. It's the type of underwear that you almost forget you're even wearing because it's so comfortable. I personally spend a lot of time at home, whether I'm working from home or snuggling up with a cozy game, and when it comes to what I'm wearing underneath, I've had a hard time finding a balance between comfort and support. And I heard everybody talking about Skims, so I ordered the crossover bralette and the dipped front thong, and I'm obsessed. It's exactly what I was looking for. It just melts on your body, and now I need to order like 10 of these. The Fits Everybody collection is available in sizes extra small to 4X with a variety of color options to choose from. So click the link in the description below to check out the Fits Everybody collection by Skims. And after you place your order, you can let them know that I sent you by selecting YouTube in the survey, and you can select my channel from the drop-down menu that follows. Thanks again to Skims for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. So to keep it simple, we're gonna go based off of these tarot poster swatches. There are 28 of them here, and then we'll come over to this random number generator and generate a number between 1 and 28. So let's go ahead and generate that for the outside, and we're gonna do number 5. So I'm gonna count them going this way, as if we were reading a book. So it'll go 1 through 7, and then we'll restart down here and keep going. Every time I do these swatch challenges, people get confused. So that's gonna be the order that I'm going in, which means that this one right here is number 5. So this is going to be our card for the exterior. It's so pretty. I love the color scheme going on. And since we have the debug menu open, we can actually come and find this card, and we can read the descriptions here as well. So this tarot card is called the Star. It says, "Beneath the star she kneels, a paragon of divine grace. Nourishing the soil below, she pours fresh water as a means to restore and renew. Intuitively, she dips one foot into the cosmic pool for spiritual connection, the other half of her grounded in practicality and strength. Only a pigeon bears witness to this healing, giving thoughts of hope in spite of despair." Okay, so somehow this is going to be our inspiration for the outside. So to me, this card looks very ethereal, so I want to translate that into our house outside. So I'm thinking about putting our shell on like a diagonal. Our door is actually going to be here, and then going off of that, we can build out to the sides. I'm going to build another octagon piece right on top of the first one we made, and then I'm also just going to bring some rooms coming out of the side part. So for now, this is our shell. We're gonna raise it up on a foundation, and since I know that I want this part to be my front door, we're gonna go in with a rounded deck piece. We're just gonna attach that onto the front part, and we're gonna pull this across. We're gonna add this triangular deck piece right in this spot, and then we should be able to just pull this all the way across to connect. We'll just delete that fence in the middle, and we'll change our fence to this one here from Life and Death. Okay, now that we have this figured out, we're gonna go ahead and roof it. The first part will be easy. We just need the octagonal roof piece, and we'll just pull that to cover it. We're gonna raise that up. I'm also bringing out the adjusters, and then using Shift-C on the keyboard, we're just gonna curve this in. We're gonna follow kind of the same idea going for the rest of the house, only this time we're gonna be curving out gabled pieces. So we'll copy and paste that one and bring it over to the other side, and then I'm literally just gonna be copying and pasting the same roof for the rest of the bump outs. Looking at this right now, I think I want to add a little something extra in the back, so I'm just taking this octagonal room and I'm gonna place that right behind. So far, this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna go in with this Life and Death roof paint, and I also found this super pretty like pinkish purpley swatch under the concrete from Life and Death, so I'm gonna be using that all over the whole thing. I'm also gonna use a gray foundation paint from Life and Death, and I'm basing these wallpaper and color choices off of the color palette from the card. So we're seeing purples, blues. We'll also bring that through once we do the landscaping. I'm adding 2 different roof trims on here. Both are gonna be from For Rent. Our front door is going to be from Life and Death, and same thing for the windows. I wanted to try and use Life and Death to make something a little more colorful on the outside. Even though the pack does focus on like darker aesthetics, there are still a lot of colors happening in there. And would it be weird if I put my tarot card right at the front like that? Part of my inspiration for the outside of this build is also like a tarot tent. So on our front porch, I was thinking about layering some rugs. So I've got this Life and Death one and one from Paranormal. I want to add these new poofs here from Life and Death. We can add these benches at the front and maybe put some pillows on them, just so it's a little bit more cozy than just the stone. And there are a few elements from this card that I want to bring in. First of all, we need to bring in the star, literally the whole point of this card. So to do that, I'm opening up Realm of Magic Debug, and we're going to use the orb. I'm raising this up so it's going to be on top of that roof piece in the back, and I'm going to size it up so that's going to be shining like a point back there. And then I think it would look cool if we wrapped it around this tower roof. So I'm just raising up a few more and wrapping it around like a staircase. So right now that's what it's looking like in the back. I think it looks a little crazy right now, but once we add the landscaping, it'll come together. On that note, I'm also going to be adding these from Realm of Magic, and we can raise up some of the orbs and put them inside of that as well. In the last build, I limited myself more so to life and death and base game, but now I want to see how this looks with other packs involved. Also from the card, we need to bring in this well or like a fountain. So I was thinking about bringing in one of these from My Wedding Stories. You obviously can't go for a dip in these, but you can sit on the edges. Also on the card, it looks like she has a jug, and we need to include the bird. So for the jug, we have these vases from the Courtyard Oasis kit. I think I'm gonna raise this up and put it on top of the seat. I might add another one here just because I think they look pretty. And for the bird, I don't know if we could find a pigeon in debug or something, but I'm gonna add the new crow from Life and Death. I'm also seeing like a stone pathway wrapping around. So what I'm gonna do is first go in with some terrain paint, and we'll kind of wrap this around the sides. And then on top, I'm going to layer these stepping stones. The ones I'm using are from the Riviera Retreat kit. All right, so this is how our build turned out on the outside. I've added the landscaping. I think it looks super magical out here. I also did take a risk by adding curtains. I added these curtains from Vampires on the outside. Again, going for that tent, like tarot tent feel. The tarot tent idea coming from this one that we got from Life and Death. We have the card on display, which I'm surprisingly not hating there. And for a little extra detail, I added these towers from My Wedding Stories. I sized this one up so it's massive. Obviously, we can't build a room in there, but I thought they looked really pretty surrounding that back part. Over here, of course, we have our fountain and our jug, our little bird there hanging out too. In the back, since we were dealing with the star card, I added a telescope and like a viewing area or just a hangout area with like some comfy pillows and beanbag chairs. So that is what we have going on to the back. And now we're ready to go inside. So on the interior, we're gonna have 2 bedrooms, a main room with a living room and a kitchen, and a bathroom. And then going upstairs, we're gonna have this awkward shaped top floor. I actually connected our main octagon room with the one we put in the back, and I roofed it with this tiny little roof piece, just basically because I wanted them to be one room. Then we have a ladder leading up, and we're gonna have this tiny little like attic room up there. I'm curious about what's gonna be in this room, but let's go back to the number generator so we can see what we're gonna do for our main room. So let's go generate, and we're doing card number 8. So we get this one. What the heck is this? Ooh, this is the Magician card. By the way, I'm literally just doing this for fun. I have an interest in tarot cards, but definitely not enough knowledge to be doing this on my own. So we are strictly going off of the Sims 4 explanations. So this one says, cast in symbolic wizardry, the magician embodies the notion Fru Abu soul beloved. See what I mean? He dances between microcosms of time and space, bringing harmony amongst the elements. To conjure his wisdom and ancient power, one may manifest their own most fervent dreams. Behold, the universe's tapestry unfolds and the stars align. Okay, well, we're gonna display this right here, and I guess we can find some yellow wallpaper or something with a similar color palette. I'm gonna move him, but I'm just gonna size it up and keep it there for a minute. And we're gonna add a kitchen over in this corner. So I'm gonna try and match the counters to this box or altar that he's got there. So we're gonna try and use these counters from Cottage Living. I think we'll keep it monochromatic with the country kitchen fridge, and we'll use the matching oven. I'm gonna switch up the cabinets with these gray ones from Parenthood. And then for the roses, there are a bunch of roses going around the edges of this card. So I was thinking about using these lattice items from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, but do we have any red ones? What you can do with these items is you can push them into the wall. So the wood part kind of goes away and you're left with these vines coming up. I was hoping we had some red or orange swatches in here, but it's looking like we don't. There are some red roses we can put in front of that though, and we could also hang these from Realm of Magic. Since it's for a magician, I was hoping to use a lot from Realm of Magic in here. Like we could squeeze in a cauldron. We can put this over to the side, and then I've also added some island pieces. We'll add some chairs, and this is where we can add items that we see on his altar. So first of all, he's holding like an orb and it's purple, so we're gonna add this one. There's also a cow plant in a jar, sort of like this terrarium from Paranormal. And then there's like a big cup, like a chalice or a goblet. And we have this item from Paranormal, which we can add here too. I'm tying all of this together with some candles. God, this color palette is really difficult to work with, but I'm trying to fix it by adding in some plants around. I think one issue we're running into is that this card deals with a lot of primary colors, like the blue, the red, and the yellow. And those colors all together are really difficult to pull off. So for now, this is our kitchen. We're gonna spin around and do the living room, which is gonna be set up in the other half of this area. So in the back here, I'm adding these bookshelves from Life and Death, and I need to find a rug that has all of those colors we need. We could try this one here from For Rent, and then we're gonna add in some red chairs. I'm still trying to keep with that whimsical vibe as well, so we could add some Realm of Magic tables beside these. In the picture, he's also holding up a wand, and I noticed there's a sword on the table as well, so I added this massive one onto our counter from Debug. For the wand, we can add in this display from Realm of Magic, and Get Famous has some sword decor. We could add these pictures on the wall. I wanted to add in this wall plant from Lovestruck, and I want to bring in more greenery and roses. I think we need the hanging plants in this scenario, so I'm adding both, the one from Paranormal and the Blooming Rooms kit. Let's add this Realm of Magic shelf. We'll add some more greenery and lighting to this side, and I also wanted to find a matching dining table to our counter set. So I'm gonna add this from Cottage Living. We'll get some matching chairs on there, and here's how the rest of our living room turned out. We have our small dining table over to the right. This could be a research area over here with all our bookshelves. I also sized up some of the roses in here just to make it look a little bit better. We've got all our magic clutter, our shelves over here. This is how our kitchen turned out with our island altar. This was not an easy room. This is for sure a challenge, but let's go see what we'll be doing next. Okay, back to the number generator. We're gonna generate, and we're doing card number 3. What the heck is this? This is the third card. It's the strength card. It says, in the midst of grave danger, a woman channels immense strength to safeguard her gnome companion. We're building a bedroom with gnomes. Yet it is her determination and mastery which truly captivates the eye. Her force is calculated, her actions disciplined. With cosmic courage, she demonstrates that by harnessing one's inner instincts with strength and resilience, raw passions can unfold positive results. Within her lies infinite potential. Okay, well, I guess we will do this room over here. This is going to be a bedroom. Again, we're dealing with yellow and red, and maybe a little bit of brown as our main colors. So I'm bringing in the same flooring. We're gonna do maybe this yellow from the Courtyard Oasis kit. And first thing, we're gonna find a bed. I'm still trying to check out all the new ones, and I really like this one from Life and Death. And since the lion is up on rocks, I'm thinking we try out some stone furniture. So Outdoor Retreat has that end table, and also this, which is like a coffee table. I'm using curtains in this room from Modern Luxe. And what are we thinking? Maybe a red rug underneath? Oh, we could use this rug somewhere. That is from high school years. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. I guess on this side. And for some reason, over the past month or so, lions have just been popping up for me. Like, I have needed to include them in multiple builds lately. And every time we're met with such a struggle because we don't have any lion items in The Sims other than this guy. So I'm adding him on there. I'm also adding more Life and Death items just to keep with the theme. I guess we don't have to go overboard with the gnomes. We just need to include one. So we'll just put him on the end table. Maybe that's like a stuffed animal of some kind. Oh, also there's clouds in the back of this. The clouds might end up looking a little weird. Maybe I could just put them above my curtains. For some reason, this picture also reminded me of these beautiful pictures from Lovestruck. So maybe we could add that overlooking the bed. We'll add a big fluffy rug under here. And since this is the strength card, I was thinking we could include some kind of gym equipment. We could put it here front and center, like this person is practicing yoga. The roses actually match this room too, so we could bring in those. We could put this big stand-up mirror in the corner. I actually recently started practicing yoga again, and I am loving it. I joined this studio recently, and it is focused more so for like an older crowd. Like, I'm the youngest there by at least 15 years. So they focus more on like relaxing yoga techniques, and it is the best thing ever. It's one of those things that I did not expect to enjoy as much as I do. We do have some yoga clutter, so I'm just adding that near the yoga mat. All right, so this is our strength bedroom. The inside of our house is not matching the color scheme outside at all, but at least so far they are cohesive with the palette that we're using. It is pretty though. I love that bed. I love the artwork that we used in here, and the fact that it's cluttered with our yoga mat down below and our little lion hanging out in the corner. Side side-eyeing the gnome across the way. So there we go. I realized I haven't added any tarot decks yet, so I'm actually just gonna add one onto our dining table. And maybe we'll also add one onto this table here too. Okay, back to the number generator. We're doing 4. Oh my gosh, this is the one of the vampire hanging upside down. What are we supposed to do about this? This is the suspension card. Relinquish thyself to the power of suspension. Behold, he now hangs betwixt the threads of time, having sacrificed his soul for greater enlightenment. His serenity can be shared so long as one surrenders fully. Delays only yield inevitable conclusions. What? Okay, what if we risk this one for the bathroom? Our bathroom is back here. We can literally leave it that size. We'll use dark flooring for this one. There is this bat wallpaper we could use. This is from Vampires and the bat is actually a plum bob. I think I'm gonna use it in gray. I'm changing one of my lights to blue, and I feel like it would be kind of fun if this vampire was dunking into a bathtub. So I'm gonna add a bathtub right below the picture. Wait, this could be cute. I don't have the ability to actually flip any items upside down, so I guess our option could be to just add hanging things from the ceiling. Because of vampires, we do have bat-themed furniture. Like there's this bat mirror, which I'm gonna combine with the life and death sink. We'll add our toilet over here. I added 2 of those torches behind the bathtub. I'm seeing the moon in that picture, so we could add this from Realm of Magic. And we may not have a hanging bat, but we have a bat fish. We could add that on the wall. All right, so here's our suspension room. Lots of influence from vampires in here. I don't know if that's actually meant to be Vlad. It's kind of got the same outfit going on, but I actually like how this turned out. I like the torches behind the bathtub, the fact that he looks like he's dunking into the tub. And on this side, we just have our bat mirror, a moon lamp, and some hanging plants. All right, back to the generator. We're doing number 20, and that is this card, the card of cups. So this says, cups flow relentlessly with the spillage of emotions. What drives one's deepest desires is the influence of relationships, romantic or not. It's best not to get lost within imagination, for fantasy can cause disconnect and result in uncontrollable feelings. This seems perfect for the bedroom, and I feel like this wallpaper could work. We're gonna be going off of that color palette, which is kind of similar to what we had going on outside. For the bed this time, I think we should use this. And since it was mentioning emotions, we could use some of the love struck items, like these cute heart tables. Could I turn these cups into lamps somehow? Those are the same ones from Paranormal, but similar to what we did outside, we could raise up the orbs and put them in the cup. We could also shrink them so it's not so intense. I like how that looks. We're gonna keep with the same curtains we've been using, although they might look a little nicer in a whiter shade in here. We're gonna add a rug under here from Life and Death, but I'm adding a mirror over top of the bed from Love Struck. I'm also noticing the jar in the background, so again, I'm gonna be bringing in some of the Courtyard Oasis jars. The Courtyard Oasis lamps could look pretty in here too. Actually, I'm gonna try and find a lot of jar decor. I know Jungle Adventure has some nice ones, and we can't forget about the water feature in this tarot card. I think this is where we're gonna get our matching element from outside. This is definitely the room of the owner of the house. We could add like a whole pool moment right here. We have the room for it, and we can just put this on a slab from Spa Day. That way, when this is going, the water will be going into the pool and not onto the floor. Dine Out has a big jar too. How many of these can I find? I think they have 2 of them, and one of them is huge. What is the one that I'm thinking of? Oh, Spa Day. This is the one I was thinking about. So I've arranged those in a way around the pool. We still need a dresser in this corner, and I still need some chairs to match my bed. So I'm just gonna add a couple here. We'll add a Love Struck table in the center. We could add a Vintage Glamour bar cart since there are so many cups happening in that picture. And on there, we can add a bunch of these paranormal cups. I want to make sure there's a hangout area in here because it mentioned relationships. Romantic or not, I want to make sure there's a spot to hang out in here. We could, because of that, add in the Love Struck party games. We could add the card itself in here. This room has games. They've got a pool. They've got tarot and weird drinks. Sign me up. The final thing I'm going to do is just raise up some of these string lights. I'm also adding some of the other ones from the holiday pack around. And here we have our bedroom for the cups card. This one was what I was hoping the entire interior would look like. So I'm really happy we at least got to include this one as our bedroom. This can be our main bedroom, the owner. The other one could be a guest bedroom. Maybe it's a friend who lives with them. I love this fountain spot. I love me a good indoor pool. All right, finally, we have one more area to go, and that's going to be our top floors. So back to the number generator, and we're going to be doing card number 15. Ooh, that is this one, and look how beautiful this is. This is the High Spellcaster card. It says, seen and unseen, thou art the path between. The High Spellcaster dwells where light and dark share a delicate balance. Those who draw wisdom from this duality may unlock her ethereal presence. As a vessel of divine femininity, her essence and the cycle of the moon are closely intertwined. She personifies magic in all forms and is guided by the rhythmic pulse of her own intuition. This is it. This is the owner of the house right here. I love her. And let's break this down. So she's dressed in this beautiful blue dress. She's holding a book. We've got moon imagery. Behind her, we also have the phases of the moon as a flag, and that's being held up by these pillars, which are black and white. This is going to be the most beautiful room. I'm using checkered flooring, I think, and the background is going to be blue. The entry to the ladder is actually over on this side, and since we have a walkway going this way, we can actually use black and white columns leading to the back. I'm going to use this night sky from Horse Ranch as our ceiling paint, and this would have actually been so good for a cauldron room. We could realistically just go with 2 cauldrons. Maybe they use the one downstairs for cooking purposes only. And then we're for sure sizing up this moon lamp. It also looks like she's seated on a throne or something. Oh, we could add in this chair from Life and Death in between the moon lamps. And behind that we could add a tapestry. She's holding a book that seems pretty important, so we could add in the tarot shrine, which also does have the moon on it. We also have the phase of the moon rug from Realm of Magic we can add here. So this is how our top floor turned out. It's so pretty. I added some of those Lovestruck starlights over on some of the walls, not all of them, because I didn't want to go overboard. To this side, we have one of the books from vampires, and there's a research area over to the other side. Going down the hall, I didn't have a whole lot of room back there, but I did add a desk and a mirror, which is cool because you can actually see her on the card with the ceiling. We also didn't have a computer in this house yet, so there's one. And then coming upstairs, I actually changed the roof to glass, so this could also be an observatory of some kind. I just added a couple chairs up here, some tapestries. I thought it was the perfect tie together since the outside is the star card, and that has been us doing every room is a different tarot card from The Sims 4 Life and Death. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.